Hello, everyone, and welcome to part 4 of Oryx, Deku. Now, let's get into it. We left off right after the USJ. And, for those who were in the Scarecrow's Discord, you already know that Inko is already angry at this point. Why? Because her son was attacked. And, yeah, no. We cut to the whole press looking at everyone in Class 1A and an interview with Izuku. Now let's go to that. So, are you the one that took down these villains? Yes, why? Well, we have some questions. What are they? I'm already getting annoyed. I don't want any attention from the press. Sorry, but it's just a few. So, were you scared? No. Why? If I get scared doing a job like this, what use am I? These were just low-tier villains. There's no reason to be scared of them. If there was someone like the villain known as Muscular, sure, I'd be scared. He's someone to be afraid of. But these were all just a bunch of brats, I guess. Their leader was a man-child with delusions of grandeur. Now, Tomura, I believe your name was, because you said it to this whole area. I know you're watching. And just know, I won't stop until I find you. And you won't like what happens next. So, is there any family that you have? Yes, there's my overworked father, Hisashi Midoriya. My ex-hero, now mother of, well, now one, Inko Midoriya, formerly known as the hero Zaita, mother of all. And then there's my two missing sisters, Izumi and Izula, who are missing. The three of us were bullied by a certain someone. And to them I say, to hell with you. On a daily basis, the three of us were harassed, called villains because of our quirks. And my sisters were nearly raped had I not stepped in. To the bitches and bastards that had helped and had gone through with this, I hope you die a slow, painful death. And to my sisters, if you are still alive, please come home. Dad is being as overworked as ever, and Mom is, well, I just fear for her mental health. Please, come home. I miss you. Mom misses you. Dad misses you. They didn't even give him a break when you were missing. Please, come home. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all. So, you can go. Take as much time as you need. And I hope you find them. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now I must go. I'm pretty sure my mom is very angry. She's been very emotional as of late. Yes, please. Take as much time as you need. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story. That is the story of the hero of the USJ. Now, to the people who had done such horrible acts to this family, I hope that you, as I hope that you can find it in yourselves to get some fucking help. Like, seriously, who does that to a child? And to the adults that allowed it? To the teachers and staff of that school? I hope you get fired for allowing such things to happen in your school. That's all. Until next time. And feed cut. Izuku would make his way home, and Inko would be very angry. Not at Izuku, but at these villains. They had gotten the balls to try and attack her little boy. And those of you who think normal Mama Inko getting mad is terrifying, if you really think about it, the worm gods are stupidly overpowered. And Zaita, who was shown in Destiny 2's Witch Queen, is a big bitch. And she powered a weapon that could turn a throne world inside out. Yeah, no, I wouldn't fuck with her either. Yeah, no. Word got out that Zaita was getting ready to come out of retirement. And Endeavor felt threatened. So he upped the training for Shoto. Not only would he have to deal with Zaita's brat, but Zaita as well. And she could have easily taken the #1 spot if she wished, but she didn't. She wanted All Might to have that, because that spot was for... because that was the spot that every One For All user deserved. Now, we cut to Izumi and Izuwa, who have been sticking together for this time. They had watched the screen. Izula, who was the villain known as Warrior Queen, well, put quotes around villain, and put quotes out around vigilante for Izumi. The vigilante Witch Queen watched their TVs. Izula, who had managed to infiltrate the League of Villains but was not going to be shown at the USJ. No, she was going to be saved for the training camp. And that's when she would reveal herself as the traitor among the League of Villains. Dabi was also sent to infiltrate the League of Villains for the Todoroki family villain group. And those two would convene, they'd talk. But not yet. Zaita is returning to the scene. And she was not gonna be easy on these villains. No. She would not be easy. When Zaita returned, she quickly climbed the ranks, showing people just how terrified the villains were of her, and made people question why she didn't take #1 back in the day. She had retaken her spot as #2 and was going to take #1 but left All Might for that spot. She wanted him to hold that spot, make people think that, oh, All Might's stronger than Zaita? But as soon as But as soon as All Might retired, she'd go full force against the villains. But we're not there yet. Now we cut to the post-USJ classroom time. Everyone's talking to each other. Mina would ask Sue, "Hey, who do you think is gonna be the substitute?" Because Aizawa got fucked up so bad. Yeah, no, he still got fucked up pretty bad. Because it was Bakugou being a dick. Who do you think is gonna be a substitute? Because of what Bakugou did. I know, he had to be dragged out. He was thrashing and kicking. He broke Aizawa's arm with how much he was thrashing. But it wasn't broken too bad. It wouldn't take long to heal. But then Aizawa went in to the battle to help out Tezuku. He brought down some of the villains. Shigaraki fought him. But the Nomu couldn't get to him because it was too busy with Tezuku. So he's not as badly fucked up. But he's still fucked up. So, yeah. This is what Bakugou and those villains did. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a sub? Maybe Midnight Sensei? I have a feeling that Aizawa would not let any of the other teachers teach us because of how stubborn he is. How do you know Aizawa-sensei? Oh, did I not mention it? He was one of the people that helped train me to get to this point. I was already strong. I just needed to learn restraint and control. Well, I needed to perfect my control. All Might also helped. All Might's basically my uncle. Because my grandma basically adopted him. Well, wow. That's interesting. I call bullshit, nerd. There's no way that your grandma adopted someone as powerful as All Might. My grandma is the only reason All Might is even as powerful as he is. It would have taken All Might a whole lot longer to get control of that power that he has. Do you honestly think that he would have enough control over his quirk to be able to level a mountain and be able to level a whole city block, but be able to hold back as a child? Huh? You prick. You damn bastard. No. He didn't. He was a late bloomer. And unlike you, with me and my sisters, he didn't have bullies. Hell, people even encouraged him to try and be a hero before his quirk awakened. He was encouraged even more even after. You know something, Katsuki? I once thought of you as a brother. Izumi thought of you as such as well, and Izula had a crush on you. Until you turned on us over something as stupid as a quirk. Wanna know something, Katsuki? On the last day of school, I would have killed you then and there. They told me otherwise. If I didn't have them, the last day of school was when I would have butchered you and your little gang. There would be missing children's reports. You're not even strong enough to become one of my taken. Even if you were, I wouldn't have you. Now, how about you stop acting like a villain and get your act in order and learn to have respect? 'Cause if not, I don't think you can have another offense on your record. The first day of school, the practice, the heroes versus villains thing that we had with All Might, and the USJ. Those are 3 offenses on your record. And it's barely even been a semester. It's barely even been a grading period. Now, do you want to explain why I have called you such to the rest of the class? Or should I? Because I didn't even cover everything that you did to me and my sisters to the news reporter. I just told her the basics. Everyone here knows that you hate me and I hate you. But they don't know the reason why I hate you so much. Now, care to explain? Or should I? Oh wait, there's Aizawa! Now, because Izuku being trained by who he was trained by, he could sense people. Yes, he already has the power of the Taken King. Why not make him more broken by letting him be able to sense people? Because he knew Aizawa was outside the door, waiting to hear what Izuku had to say about Katsuki Bakugou before he walked in. But now, let's get back to the conversation. Come on in, Sensei. I'd prefer you be in here when I tell it. I'd like to see the look. I want to see everyone's looks on their faces as I tell my backstory. Katsuki would try, but Izuku would summon a knight. No, he'd summon an ogre to hold him. Now, Katsuki may be strong, but an ogre is a fucking ogre. And a taken ogre is even more powerful. So yeah. The ogre would hold him. And it would not let go. He'd also summon a knight just in case. So that way he wouldn't be able to intervene. And it would be a sword bearer, not a boomer. Maybe a sword bearer knight, not a boomer knight. So, they're good. And so he'd tell everything that had happened to him and his sisters from part 1 on up until the first day, excluding the parts where his sisters were a part of the training, saying that they ran off before he could train with All Might, and how sad he'd been since then. So then all of that would happen. They'd all look at Bakugou with disgust. Kirishima would be disgusted that he fought alongside someone who had nearly raped someone. He was disgusted. And when Kirishima is disgusted with you, you know you fucked up. I'm sorry, but that man sees the good in everyone. And if even he can't see good in people, you are not a good person. Now, all now Aizawa would look at Tatsuki Bakugou and say, "If you fuck up even once from now to the end of your time here at UA, I will expel you. And you will be blacklisted from every single hero school in Japan. If you want to be a hero at all and you make any more offenses here, you will be forced to go to another country to be a hero." And if you lie to them, we will have everything ready. You will be, and if you continue to lie and lie and lie to people, we will have you locked up in Tartarus. Either that, or we'll find a way and remove your quirk permanently. Foreshadowing for post-overhaul arc. Now, we continue. They had their little talk about all that had happened and about the sports festival. And then we get to the end of the day where everyone is blocking the way out. Now, instead of Bakugou being the first one to the door, it was Izuku. Because he could sense people. And he threatened Bakugou with decapitation. And no one stopped him. Hell, not even Ida or Aizawa tried to stop him. Ida would have gladly watched Bakugou's execution. But not yet. Again, foreshadowing. Now, Izuku would open the door and ask why people are all crowded around the door. Shinzo would step up and ask, So this is Class 1A. Huh. I'm not impressed. Well, neither am I. But hey, you can't choose your classmates. If I could, I'd pick any one of you over that blonde prick who drove my sisters away from home. Huh. You're serious about that one? Yes. Well, that's interesting. What, you honestly thought I enjoyed having him around me? He bullied me and my sisters. Because we refused to fight back because we still thought there was good in him at the time. Big mistake. He damn near raped my sisters with a few of his goons. And on top of all that, he still hasn't been arrested for attempted rape and attempted murder, along with the creations of two villains. I took the time. My sisters were made into one of our sisters was made into a villain and the other into a vigilante because of him. I'd give anything to have them come home. Izula was probably driven insane. She used to have a crush on him before he turned on us. And Izumi's probably just a vigilante to try to keep an eye out for her. But I swear, when I find them, I'm bringing them home. Monoma, while sure he may be a dick, he's not as much of a dick as Bakugou. He'd only be a dick to Bakugou now that I think about it in this story. He'll be much worse in another video that's coming out today. It's gonna be dark. The beginning, at least. The rest... The beginning of the next video will be, well, it'd be about as dark as, let's see, a pitch black sky times 50. Yeah, no, it'd be about as dark as that. But, yeah. It's gonna be dark for the next video, which will also be coming out today. But, yeah. Let's get into it. Let's get back into it. They'd all disperse. They'd all declare war on Bakugou only. And the rest of seeing as if Izuku is as kind of a person as he is, and if his words are to be believed, Katsuki Bakugou is the only bad person in that damned class, and the rest are likely like Izuku, which they're not. Ochako's also about as bad as Bakugou, and she's gonna keep on trying to get with Izuku. She's also trying to get with Shoto, who is currently the spy for the Todoroki family villain people. She's not gonna even try to get with Aoyama. He's too weird for her. But yeah, anyone related to a hero is fair game for her. That's when Shoto would approach him and ask to talk with him privately. He'd say, sure. And so they'd go off and talk privately. And Shoto would tell him everything Endeavor has done. From the abuse, to the rape, to driving her, to basically burning half of his face. Yes, his scar is much worse here than it is in canon. It basically covers half of his face because of what Endeavor did during training. And he'd also ask if his parents were using him as a weapon. He'd say, no. Hell no, my dad's a businessman. And my mother retired to take care of me and my sisters. I'm the eldest. And I feel like I failed. I don't even know where they are. Shoto would say, oh, I can ask my family to go look out for them. Well, minus the bastard. Yeah, I know. I also knew that you were a villain from the start. I use quotes around the word villain. Because you're not a true villain. If you were a true villain, you'd be like Muscular. Only killing for the sake of the kill. You and your family, along with my sisters, are villains of circumstance. The middle sister, the middle child, Izumi, is a vigilante of circumstance. Because fucked up shit happened in our lives. Now, how about you and your family please look for them? Also, he'd look around, make sure that they were 100% alone. Hell, he'd summon some Taken to make sure that they talked alone. My sisters are not actually gone. That's actually just something to throw people off who might be listening. Now, what they're doing is a top secret mission given the go-ahead by All Might and Eraserhead under the nose of the Hero Safety Commission. Now, I know for damn sure that they would not have given it the go-ahead. 'Cause it's not Hawks. And it's not trying to find Lady Nagant. Now, I know Lady Nagant works with your family. And Lady Nagant is actually my cousin's wife. Secret, though. Now, let's go get some lunch, buddy. He'd offer Shoto a hand, and he'd shake. Now, what were we talking about again? It was about my family problems, and how Endeavor has been basically training me to the bone. Oh yeah, that. I think I know a way for you to stick it to the old man. Really? You do? Yep. I know the perfect way. Hell, the current heroes that are putting your old man down the gutter, forcing him to be, what place was he again? 7th? Was it 6th? It was 7th. It was 7th, I think. Yeah. Well, all 5 of them, they're all, in a way related to me. Really? How so? So some bastard had managed to get some of my mother's DNA. And they had managed to clone her, except they were all guys. Oh. But they had managed to escape because they didn't like the way that they were being treated. And one day when Mom was out on patrol, she had found all 5 of them. And so, she adopted them. By the time that they were 10, me and my sisters were born. Really? That's interesting. Yeah. She had to train them too. And training them while taking care of us was reason enough for her to retire. Really? Yeah. She could do hero work while training the 5 of them. The 5 were basically sextuplets. And they did everything together. They woke up on time. They woke up at the same time. They took showers at around the same time. They ate at the same time. They watched TV at the same time. They played games at the same time. They did damn near everything at the same time. If one of them had sleeping problems, they'd all have sleeping problems. There were ups and downs to all of that. And my dad at the time was not as overworked. No, he was basically working like a normal man, doing 9 to 5 and getting paid a lot. Because he was in a position of power, but liked working 9 to 5s with his coworkers. A good man. Exactly why Mom married him. That, and she saved his life. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so that, and they all taught us ways to get away from an abusive boss or parent. And that was leave the house and try to get taken in by another person. And you think your family can help? Think? I know we can. Hell, my brothers have been looking into it. Huh? Because Endeavor isn't one of the top 5. He is subject to investigation. And boy, have they been investigating. And Zol has been doing that profusely. You, with Zol. Will of Thousands, Zol? The one that can summon the dead to help him, Zol? The very same Zol who has been known to be able to take down whole villain organizations in one night, Zol? Yep. Very same. Yep. Very same Zol. Same one who's been able to take down whole villain organizations in one go. Why didn't we think of this sooner? Because you didn't know what to do, and you were basically being driven insane by a bastard? Yeah, true. So, you really think they can help us? Think? I know they can. They're the best brothers in the world. Now, continue eating your soba. Please. Yeah. And they'd continue eating. Now, the rest of the Deku squad would notice that Shoto was probably going to be the next member. And they would warmly welcome him. And now, let's cut to the sports festival. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Deku took first in the race. Everyone else, it was quick for him. The placings are the same. And that's it. And I hate the cavalry battle. So everyone that got in. People who left. Now, Shinzo versus Deku. Deku, being a good sportsman and not wanting it to be unfair for the man, wouldn't use his quirk, and he'd make that clear. He'd also say that his quirk also gave him mental fortitude to those weaker than him, to those weaker than him physically and mentally. And very few could overpower him mentally. Hell, not even if you mixed the smarts of Nezu, All For One, and Canon and Manga Shigaraki, even they wouldn't be able to overpower him physically and mentally. If you were to combine One For All For One, New Order, and every single other powerful quirk from My Hero Academia, they wouldn't be able to put a scratch on him. Yeah. Yeah, you get the gist. He is powerful. And it would not. But he'd go easy. He'd hold back a lot. And when Shinzo lost, he'd ask why. Why he didn't use his quirk. Or go all out, at all. He'd just say, because it'd be unfair. I honestly want you to go to be in the hero course, Class 1A, and replace a certain bastard of a classmate. Really? Is that what you think? Yes, and I personally believe you can do it. Hey, hell, I'll even hook you up with Aizawa-sensei. You'd do that for me? Some kid in general studies? Hell yeah, I would. Who doesn't want to be a hero nowadays? And you have every reason to be a hero. Show the people that bullied you wrong. Prove that you can be one of the best heroes out there. Hell, you can with that quirk of yours. Brainwashing. Just think of all the possibilities. You could stop a criminal in a moment just by speaking and using a voice changer. Yeah, a voice changer. That'd help. You could change your voice to sound like one of his allies, and bang! Stopped. Instantly. Now come on. Get up. Let's get you to recovery, girl. I might have broken a few bones with my punches. Yep. Yeah, that hurt. That's my arm. Sorry. No, it's fine. You were trying to win. You sure? Yep. Now, come on. Let's get you to recovery, girl. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Such good sportsmanship. It almost makes me want to cry. That's weird. Kinky. The fuck? Nothing. Let's just go. Yeah, agreed. And so Izuku would take Shinzo to Recovery Girl's office and would promise him a spot in 1A. Wink wink. Hint hint. Yeah. Continuing on, everything would go the same as canon, except Bakugou being a bit more brutal with Ochako. Yeah, no, every single fight he's in would be more brutal. He's not gonna hold back at all. You see, I have my personal belief that Bakugou was holding back during the sports festival against everyone except for Todoroki. Because he didn't want to have himself be spent by the end of it. And yeah, round 2, Deku versus Shoto. But before that, Endeavor would stop him and say, if you do not allow yourself to lose, I will kill you and your family. Deku would look at him and laugh. He'd laugh so hard the entire stadium could hear him. And Shoto is smiling. Because he knew that Deku would not take any bribes from Endeavor, because there's nothing that Endeavor could give that Deku would want. And Endeavor would be angry. And he would throw fire at him. And that would just tickle Deku. Because Let's just say the fires that his family can produce is a whole lot stronger than anything Endeavor could do. Yeah. Nothing. Nothing would happen to him. He'd just say, okay. Okay, number 8. That's still embarrassing. How do you feel getting beat by my mother? That little whore doesn't deserve that spot. The fuck did you just call my mother? She's a whore. Having all those kids. You're one to talk. Raping your own wife. Hell, not even wife. Slave. You bought her. And you abused her and all your kids to the point where all of them hate your guts. I wouldn't be surprised if Shoto had plans to kill you. Oh, get out of my way. I have a fight to win. And so, Deku would go and go into the ring. He'd fight Todoroki using a larger percentage of his power than what he did than what he did against Shinzo. And no. But a lot happened. Shoto lost as he was expecting to. But it wouldn't be as much of a brutal fight. But yeah, all that would happen. And, well, let's just skip to the final battle. Bakugou versus Deku. And Bakugou got his shit ran. On all Deku used was physical strength. Because he said Bakugou wasn't even worth using his quirk against. Yeah, he antagonized Bakugou. Hell, for the first half of their match, all Deku did was dodge with his hands in pockets. It was basically Megumi versus Sukuna, but toned back by a lot. Because Deku didn't even bother using his full strength. He'd just dodge and weave and would give Bakugou the backhand of the century. Mitsuki was proud. I'm gonna just say that. He sent that man into the spin cycle and he was out. That man was not from Arkansas. That's all I'll say. If you know, you know. But yeah, that would happen. Ito would go off on his own, go off to like the side because of a family emergency. And Ito would not go off on his own tangent and go after Stain, because Stain is a follower of Izumi. No, it was just some random ass villain. It was just some random ass villain that managed to get the upper hand on him. It was just some random ass Blade villain. Should it be? No. No, actually, yeah. I'm gonna make it Swordkill because that's the main villain for now. Next All for One. Did that, and he wanted to send a message to the UA brats. If you do not give up on what you're going to do, you will end up like him. But after, like, a few days, like, right before the Hosu incident, Yeah, no. Uh, Sword Kill would appear in Tensei's room and stab him through the chest. Ingenium is dead. It, Tensei Ida, true hero, gone. This made the followers of Izumi, aka the Witch Queen, and Izula, aka the Warrior Queen, riled up. This would also make those that followed Rei Todoroki, aka Freezer. I don't know. No, not Freezer. What was the woman's name from CW Flash that had the ice powers? Killer Frost, I think it was. This would also make the followers of Killer Frost quite angry. And yeah, no. They would prepare for war, I guess. Izula had her own followers. Some were infiltrating the Shie Hisaikai. Some were infiltrating the fucking Meta Liberation Army. And some were just infiltrating random villain groups, and they all had one thing in common: their ideals. Hell, one of the people that got into the MLA was one of the lieutenants. Curious. Who tended to use a blade next to her landmine cork, was a follower of Izula. And every single one of their followers knew what they were doing, and that this was all part of a massive plan spearheaded by All Might and Eraserhead, and they were all okay with it. And along with having the most powerful woman, Zaita, being in the background, they knew that they were set up to win. Along with having Zaita, mother of all, and the Worm God crew, they all knew that they were set up to win. And they knew that they would be untouchable, in a sense. Not all for one, not the 8 that the Hero Safety Commission could touch them. Because they knew if they were touched, if either of those two parties touched them, then they would rebel instantaneously. And it would be a slaughterhouse. Spinner words. Spinner is an inside man for Izumi to help Izula with her little things and her little things inside the League of Villains. And who do I want? I'ma say no, not actually. Fuck it. No, I hate Muscular. He's gonna die. Who do I want? Y'all can give me a villain, boy or girl, to be Izula's inside person for Izumi's whole organization, to help her out and give her frequent updates for things going on. And yeah, all that. Also, I want you all to give me a ship for Deku, if you want. It can be shipless if you want it to be, cause I honestly don't know who I want the ship to be. If I must, I will make it my guardian from Destiny 2. I will gender bend my guardian from Destiny 2 and make him a her and the ship for Deku. But I want you all to come up with one. And no, it's not gonna be Ochako. Cause fuck her. I don't like her. So yeah. Uh the Nomu thing would happen in Hosu, and Deku would be a very big part in that. And because there was no Stain incident, Ida doesn't die. He actually helps out with the Nomu incident. And that is all. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. Like if you want to, subscribe if you want to. I don't give a damn. You do you. And I will see you all in the next video, which will be coming out relatively soon. Bye bye.